Hello, everyone. Welcome to Augmented Reality with MetaVerse with DSpace. As we saw our poll earlier, the results were some of them with Pokemon Go is what some people chose. Some people chose that it is like playing 3D characters with a camera off your phone. Both of those answers are very true. Glad no one picked virtual reality or it's a dream world you can go into, because actually virtual reality is very much that dream world. Like, it takes you into another world, not physically, but you put on a headset and it feels like you're in another world, while augmented reality enhances the world you're in currently. Like, I can like an app like opens up where it sees a certain, like, it sees like a picture of a globe and it makes a sound, so it's interacting with my world. It's just not just overlaying 3D characters. Pokemon Go is definitely an example of that, where it's overlaying characters world, but you also have to go to certain places in real life to spend the Pokestops to get Pokeballs, egg holders, and other stuff like that. You also have to go to different places to catch Pokemon. So that's a little bit what augmented reality is. And if you didn't catch that, I said earlier since I was muted, but my name is Ruth. I am a community learning specialist at DSpace, and I like parrots and video games. I can definitely talk about either of those all the time. But yeah, with augmented reality, my experiences there is I usually make games with it, not all the time, but sometimes. Can be lots of fun. But if you are just arriving, you can definitely locate chat and say hello there and why you're interested in this class. And if you have any questions, definitely ask them there, or tell me, hey, I can't hear you because I was muted. My bad. But definitely let me know and that various stuff like that. So I also have an iPad that I'll be showing you guys some stuff. So let me show you an example. I'm gonna stop share over here and show a different spot to share. Oh, someone found the QA. Hello. Make sure you find chat CQA. QA is more for questions and answers. But yeah, you can use Q&A if you're answering live. And I'm going to show this screen over here. There we go. So this is my iPad that I have right here. I have an app called MetaVerse. So you can download the MetaVerse app either on Apple or Droid. And it's like a companion app for the website we'll be using. If I press play right there, you're going to see camera over here. I have a little overlay here. It's a little augmented reality app we'll be making today. There's a little entry screen. I can like rotate this around. And it's like overlaying our world right there. And I have a little forward button at the bottom right there. I'm going to touch that. And then it's loading. Apparently it wants me to enable a microphone. And I can take a picture. So this is a nice little photo app that I made here that everyone else can make too, along with me. So you can go ahead and download the MetaVerse app on Android or iPad if you have, or iPhone if you have any type of smart device to use it. If you don't, that's okay. I can probably test out your app on live right here to make it with me. So definitely go ahead and download the MetaVerse app on your mobile device. Once you have downloaded it, it's free, so you don't have to worry about it. But once you've downloaded it, you can say, chat, hey, I downloaded it, I'm good to go. And the next thing I want you to do is to go to this web link right here, or you can just search MetaVerse on Google and it'll take you to the website. Okay. So if you still need more time to download the app, let me know. But we're going to go to this website here, or you can just search MetaVerse on Google. I'm going to copy this link and put it right in chat. There you go. So MetaVerse is the website that goes with that app that I just showed. It's a really easy way to get into augmented reality without going into all the crazy hardcore things like getting Android Studio or other things, and to get into different SDKs to start learning augmented reality. This is a nice quick intro to get started. It has like, have you guys ever done anything with UI before, or create more like flow charts and such? It's very much like that, where you have like links to different things with these blue lines that go through to go to the next screen and then the next screen. And they also have projects on your website. Unfortunately, you do have to sign up for it, but it's free. So if I click get start, I already signed up. It's going to take me, oh, nope, you can create account, email address, username. I'm student or tinker. Get started, and then it should take you to this screen right here. So this is just an example of my little collection, but this is the actual screen it'll be going to right here. It's got blog, forum, tutorials, learn, my account, or create experience. They call each program an experience for you guys to use. And I'm just, going to give some people some time to get to this point where they have an account, they signed up, and experiences. Here's another little app. So it's not just photo overlays you can make with MetaVerse. They go to discover. Again, you don't have to go through this part right here. I'm just giving people some time to get to this website. But if you go to discover, you can see what other people have made. It's not just photo apps. Some people did quizzes. Some person did like a 360 Oscar experience where they're holding an Oscar in front of them. They could take a picture. And then there's some sound ones, a trivia game. One that's kind of like Pokemon Go, where you have to go find a character to run off and find it. It's not like super extravagant like Pokemon Go, where it's like a very specific location you have to drive to, but actually it's just kind of in a spot on the screen you rotate to. Get track code and stuff like that, but give me a little hints. And then they also have some like challenges. There's a you can do some singing one. There's some dance challenges, some rapping ones. Someone did like the Make-A-Wish kind of game right there. So some games, special camera ones. What are you? It's kind of like a quiz game. We're gonna try to figure out what you are. And then some fun ones. Yeah. So if you're finally here, to get the project started on a project, you could go click on Create Experience on the upper left there. So right here, Create Experience, I'm drawing little circles around it. Right there is where you can start a project. So I'm gonna click Create Experience, that's creating. And then I have this blank white screen here. I was showing that little example earlier where they got the blue lines connecting to different things. Yeah, I just have a blank screen up here. First thing I'm gonna do is name my project. Just something I always do. So right here, right next to the M on top of the upper left, there's Untitled Experience right there. And that's where you can type your name. So I can like do my first photo app. Of course, you guys might be able to read it because I have a bunch of blue scribbles on top of there. So you might have to open up a browser on your phone outside of the app, because the app that you someone just asked, like I said, I'm using my Android phone and nothing looks like where I'm at. The app is like a companion app that lets you test out the augmented reality stuff. You need to open up either a browser on your device like separately, or you can go to a computer. But if you open up the browser, not go to the app, I'm gonna quickly go to MetaVerse on my phone here, MetaVerse Studio, opening it in Chrome or Safari or whatever browser you have. Don't open in the app, and then you log in there. Yep. Now, for some strange reason, on the first page, it won't let you create experience. I don't know if you guys see that. Oof. It splits this, the desktop version on the phone's a little weird. The menu on the right's really, really huge. But if you, like, on my experience, like scroll all the way down is where you can create experience. On the main page, you want to let me scroll over to create experience for some strange reason. But if you either go to collections or discover, go down, bottom, select one if you want to replicate it. Try that. If you guys are having trouble creating my experience on a mobile device, let me know. It's a little weird place. I can probably switch back to the iPad and show you how I got to it. But it's like a super zoomed in version of this. So it's like a zoom in, or like this right menu bar right here is like huge. And it makes it harder to get through the side right here, but you could still like scroll around on the one side. MetaVerse, the creators of MetaVerse like wanted you to like use both a computer and a mobile device. It's kind of strange. But I'm gonna go ahead and clear join. So I renamed my project at the top right here, my first photo app. And I have this little workspace. This main area is my workspace where I can add things, drag things out, click and edit things. If I click on one of these screens right here, nope, I don't want to show you that yet. If I click on one of these little tools right here on the right side, it changes the menus. So if I click between them, there's different menus for each element I click on. And up top, I can zoom out and zoom in. Right there. And then there's a little blue button up here that says Add New next to the menu on the right side. There's Test and Publish. And a little like help chat at the bottom left. I don't know how to use it, but I'm going to start with this little cog right here is what starts like when you open or scan the QR code or open the app. It goes straight to transition to scene one. So whenever I click on something and I start talking about the tools on there, I'm referring to the thing, the bar on, or the menu on the right side. So first thing first is transition, initial scene transition to scene. So it's transitioning to scene one. I'm going to zoom in here so you guys can see it better, but there's actually a name for each little rectangle area for each screen that's going to be on the app. The first one is scene one. Of course, I can go right there and rename it as like intro screen. You don't have to do this, but I'm just showing you can rename it. And there's a little trash can on top of the screen if you want to delete that little screen right there. This is just the default one, but as I have, if I click off, you saw that menu's gone, but if I click on this, it highlights blue, showing I'm selected on it. Right here, it's like a little transparent circle around it, showing I'm selected on that. And it changed the name over here on the right side to intro screen. I can also create a new scene. So each scene's a screen through the app that you change to. So I'm just still on the intro screen here. I click on it, highlights blue. So I'm clicking on intro screen again to highlight blue. If I go to the bottom of that screen, I can add a frame or add sound to it if I want to make sound on there. And this is kind of like a little frame in here. So if I highlight, there's like a circle, a text box, and a rectangle on the bottom within this first screen right here. Those little interactable elements that I need to add to. So first, I'm going to touch the top one right here. So it turns a little box that I can type in. So I can type words in there now because I clicked on it and it turned the background white. So I can type in there. For this one, I'm just going to say touch, continue to take a photo. Because that's the first thing I'm like, we saw with the cat emoji that I had earlier for this one I showed you guys. I want to give a direction for my user to know where they're going to go, what's going to go on next. As you notice, if I touch this, like click on this little message box right here on the right side, there's like options for the screen right here. For the top one, it says on the right menu, it says background style, AR, and background. AR means that this is going to use my camera and have overlay these elements over what my camera sees. If they choose background, it's not going to have my camera over as the background. It won't be there at all. Right below that's response style. This just changed the orientation of the different menus in the screen. So I can have it like a grid style. Bars, right now it's just the one bar at the bottom circle. I can change the button colors. And I can have a timer that changes to the next screen. And transition control, right now it's an experience that we saw like the first one earlier, where transition to the first screen. So right here, I just added take my photo. You have to like go through some menus here to change the style of this, but I'm gonna keep it as touch to continue to take photo. And then save. So if I click on and click save, like the save button shows up below that little message box. Yeah, I can type take touch to continue to take a photo. This little circle right here is what I'm going to go to next. This circle is just like little, it's just you can choose pictures on it. At the bottom is going to be that continue button. Okay, just pausing a little bit to give people some time to type a message into that little message box. And if you have any questions, you can type in chat or use the Q&A function. If you want me to answer some questions here. Okay. So once you have, after you type your little message here, you have this little middle circle right here. Every time I hover over it, it like lights up and I can click on it. And then MetaVerse has like a library of pictures you can add in, or 3D objects and such. You can also add your own. I believe it's at the bottom. Nope. It's right there, created by me. Right here, I can click like add character, add my own thing. Well, right now it doesn't have anything because I have to go through my library to add it, but I'm just gonna go with animated 3D. There's so few options, but you can always upload your own. I'm gonna go with the solar system here. As my thing earlier, you guys saw me use a cat. Oops. You can also like hold left click and move things around. But earlier I used a cat, so I'm just gonna use the 3D animated space right here. It has like a little star icon to fly favorite, little edit, pencils the edit, and trash can deletes it. So I got that. And I can just click on the edit right there to change it or delete it to choose something else if I already want to change my mind there. But it has like a little example picture of little planets right there. And then right below that, I'm just gonna pause a little bit, give people time to choose a picture. Yeah, there's definitely more options under 2D. I believe, yeah, old school, like early 2000s GIFs are on here. You can always add your own things. But so moving on, the next thing at the bottom is a button that was part of this right here whole thing that when we create a project is the default template. So it always includes a button at the bottom. And if I click on that, it turns into a little forward arrow. And on the right side here, it has like a menu for response type and transition control. So for response type, it could be an image or text on top of there. For text, I'm just going to type continue because I told people to touch continue to take a picture. So there's that. And then if I click on the main menu again right here, I can actually change the color of the box at the bottom. So when you click on the button itself, it only lets you change the text, but you have to click on the main screen right there to change the color of the box. It's weird. So someone is asking, somehow I have 3 buttons, how do I delete? So if I click on another right here at the bottom, right here, and I can do touch screen. Now here's the thing. I hope you don't have to delete the whole thing to change it, but I believe it is this. Number 2, 4, 2. Trying to remember that there used to be like a little tiny trash can on the side right here. So click on that and nope. Don't worry. Looks like you have to delete the whole thing to change the button. You can just keep the button right there. Add new. Add new. And it's not letting me add new. Right click. Ooh, that's nice. Just gonna do another new scene. It looks like the whole thing just breaks when you delete the first screen. I'm just gonna go back, create experience here. And add my button again. I'm gonna zoom in here. Right click. Oh, there's the delete. Yeah, so you right click to delete. Thank you, Zach, for telling me about the delete button. It's such an odd place to have the delete button. So I'm gonna go here, just change my colors around, add all my stuff again. Here we go. Now, after you have your button modified, you notice there's a little exclamation point right next to the button right here. That's because continue needs to transition to another scene, and there is no other thing here. So I can change it to make it do nothing, or transition to a block. That's an extra program thing. You can actually code some blocks in here to do other things. We're not going to be going over that, but there's that. You can have it in experience, and then turns a check mark saying, hey, that meets a condition and it's not going to break anything. Suspend experience, pause it or something, but we're going to stick to transition to scene on the right side here. And to click add new, now it works. But if I click off to the side right here, or I can click on here, I can either, if I click on the button, I can either add a new scene by select scene, new scene, or I can click on the plus add new button on the top of my workspace right next to my menu on the right side to add another screen. So I just click on that and I get all these different options here. So the main one, we have like a little character screens, our default one. There's camera scene, that's what I'm gonna be doing here. I'm just gonna give some people some time to catch up. But you wanna choose camera scene as the next thing you're gonna do, because we're making a little picture app here. But there's quite a few different things, like you can give things score if you find them, create a poll, have some multiple apps selected, have like a 360 photo that you can look around in. But if I scroll down, or choose the menu on the right side, there's these blocks to do other things too. I could do like add an email thing if I wanted, change text uppercase, lowercase if that was needed. Like maybe someone's entering something and needs to come back, capitalize. Some random number generators, probability, roll a die, leaderboards. You can put some tags and things to enter. It's like environmental properties is what it's looking for, but really it just looks for something on the screen. It changes data based off of it, not for all of them, but some of them. And some experience properties. So an experience property by email. If you want to grab some data from email for some strange reason. Give money. I don't believe it's physical money. I think it's like game money. If you collect it early and do more. Google Vision has added some stuff where you can count faces. How many faces in a photo. Check if someone's smiling or not. Some inventory stuff. You want to add some inventory in there. And at the bottom, it's called community, where people have made their own blocks that are sharing. Majority of them are called block name because no one did anything to them, but some of them have stuff. And then you can create a community block and you can code. It's like a pseudo JavaScript is the language it uses there. It's like modified JavaScript. You guys want to look, do that. But yeah, I'm going to go back to all scenes. And then I'm going to add a camera scene right there. So now I got scene 2. There's my camera scene. I'm going to go back and I spelled continue wrong. I'm going to go back and spell that right. And there, when I have this button like selected here, I have transition control on the right side right here, select scene. I'm gonna go to scene 2. And now it doesn't have an exclamation point anymore. And when I hover over it, it tells me what scene it goes to. So I got from scene 1 going over to scene 2. Takes me over to this. So now I'm gonna select the scene 2 right here. Right here, and then has like a little, this icon, you won't see it. But we have like a little camera button right here that's already added in for us. You don't have to do anything, but you notice at the bottom I have the scene 2 selected, so it's highlighted in blue. At the bottom here we have a create frame button, and there we can either add our own pictures. I believe when you add your own pictures you can always upload them if you scroll to the bottom there, but I can select. You can also before I click on add frame, I'm going to point to the menu on the right side. You can choose either the front-facing camera or the back-facing camera on a mobile device. You can choose it to be photo or video. I'm just going to do photo only. You can even take a frame from a website and add it in if you want to do that way. And then below that, transition control again for transition to scene. I'm actually just going to end experience after this. Is what I'm going to do for the end right here. So there's just some extra settings for that on the right side right there. I'm going to give some people time to get through that, but the next thing I'm going to be doing is create frame. So on the continue button, I selected under transition control on the right side there to go to scene 2. And on scene 2, I went to transition control to end experience. And if you care for capture settings, I changed it to front facing camera and photo only so it doesn't take a video. That's just an extra thing, and just have it there. You don't have to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to create a frame. So at the bottom of scene 2, I have to have scene 2 selected, so it's highlighted blue. I click create frame, and there's some frames in here already made. But if you want to create your own frame, this part's a little weird because, you know, previous meetings we went through, we had like a bunch of stuff over here we could select. But if you look at the top right of the screen, there's a thing called create frame. I'm just going to circle that a few times. That's where you go to make your own frames. So I went to click create frame in the main menu and then click create frame here. And here, there's some pictures and stuff we can add. So maybe I could, oop, too many Teslas. If they have a menu on the right side, left side right here, I can search for different things if I wanted to. Maybe I can look for hearts and enter the search, and I get different hearts. Maybe add this little kissing one. Now the photo app doesn't keep it animated. It only, for the photo overlay, it only just has a frozen picture. So I will Tesla here. So you want to move things around in the frame, you click on it and it appears on your frame here. You hold left click on it and you can drag the item. There is a bounding box in there with blue circles in the end of that box. If I left click and drag it out, it makes it bigger. If I left click, drag it in, it makes it smaller. And then there's like a little blue, like a little line coming out of that rectangle, the blue circle. If I left click on that, I can drag it around. So I'm just gonna make this larger. Go off the side right here. I don't know, I just kind of wanted to add Tesla in here. Maybe he's like photo bombing. This is like a Tesla photo bombing frame. And then I have like this little kissy bear. And then I could do, you know, the classic glasses frame. So I'm just searching on the left side right here. Here's some glasses. There's even 3D glasses rotating. I'm kind of disappointed in my glasses choice. Yeah, probably have to go through some experience here and change my glasses. Here, go. So I'm just clicking on the edge of the boxes to make it bigger. And then clicking on the top little line to rotate it. Maybe I want to put my face right here. Okay. So what we did is we create a frame for a photo, and you can just search for things to add in there. Now, what I've noticed for when you choose a character, it doesn't look like you can add your own, unfortunately. Oh, nope, yes you can. So if I highlight over here, there's a trash can symbol. So if I select these, it gives me trash can. I had a sneeze. Sorry. So if I click on one, I can choose upload an image. I have this weird little happy face from another webinar. There's a little image there. I'm just going to delete that. But I can upload my own images onto there. It looks like, again, it's in a different spot. Each menu has different places to look for different things, and I wish it was all the same spot. Could have been more intuitive, but oh well. So I'm just giving people some time to create their frames. Okay, I'm going to give about 1 more minute for everyone to create frames. I'm going to look for, maybe there's sparkles. You find a PNG. A PNG is a transparent picture, so I can have backgrounds like this, but I would like to add better sparkles than this. Just giving about 30 more seconds for people to create a frame. Let's try flowers. I'm gonna put flower in Tesla's hair. Right there. There we go. Okay. So after you're done with your frame, you can go ahead and click on save on the bottom right of that menu. So it's right on the bottom right, I'm circling it a little bit right over here, and click on save right there. And there's my frame. So once you got this, make sure you have a blue check mark on the end of this right here. Yep, right at the end right here. And it ends the experience at the end. And the picture actually does save on your phone. But now, once you're done here, you can look at the top right here. Looks like, yeah, it's a new experience, so it's untitled. Tesla frame. I guess I'll name this. So this little top bar menu right here, black bar at the top, you see that there's a test and publish on the right side right there. So before you wanna publish and show it off to people, you can test it. Then click test right here. It gives me a little QR code right there. Now I'm gonna bring back the iPad screen. There we go. So I'm gonna go to my MetaVerse app right on my mobile device. So I'm gonna touch that right there. And you can log into it, but the on login screen at the top right here, if you look at the very top of the screen, there it says scan code. I can either type in a code that we saw. There's like a little share link under test we saw earlier. But I'm gonna be lazy and use the code. And scanning that QR code saw earlier. And gives us a little Tesla frame project right there. I'm gonna touch play and play it. And there's a little space. Oh, looks like it's overlaying multiple things because of planetary. Looks like the planets aren't loading properly, so I would find your own animated 3D models if you really wanted 3D stuff. Yeah, it looks like these little planets are not loading. Like there's a planet in front of my touch continue button right there. Yeah, I would just change that. You can see that there's my continue button at the bottom. I'm gonna touch that. And here's my Tesla photobomb. I'm gonna line my face up with the glasses and take my picture. And when I touch the next button at the bottom, it's gonna close the app. There we go, and it closes that. And then I'm gonna go to my camera on here. Nope, Photos actually. That's Google Photos. Just go back to the camera. Yep. See, photos, albums. And it looks like it didn't save to this device. I'm going to do it again. So I'm just reopening MetaVerse. That's right. I wonder if it's not saving it because, oh, there we go. Oh, I didn't click the download button. So on the lower right there, there's like a little down arrow. I can touch that button right there. Click OK. And then I'm going to go back to Photos. Photos, there's my photo. Oh, I was off a little. And there we go. We completed a photo overlay app. I'm going to show you guys a trivia one next, just to show off, show some extra things you can do besides photos. It doesn't have to be all photo stuff. If you guys have any questions, you can type in chat. But I'm going to show you guys some extra things you can do. I have a little AR trivia bomb. And it's got all these different screens. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you publish, so there's test and publish. Once you're done in the project, and click publish if you want to show it off. Under advanced, you can either make it public or keep it unlisted. And when you click publish, you can you get a little share link you can send to people to try out the little app you made within MetaVerse. But right here, oops, and close out of that, we have a little trivia game. So first it takes you through your transition to scene 1. And we got that character scene again. We got a little diffuse ice cream bomb answering these little questions before time out. Like, I'm going to click on add new, but when I go through add new, I can just do more character scenes with different buttons on them. One person earlier accidentally added multiple buttons. So I would add 4, and each of those buttons can actually transition to a different scene. So first I got the start button, transition to scene 2. And the next scene, this is like a little do space quiz. So there is, so you're the do space open, and I got multiple options. And then I have a lose screen right here for all the bad answers to go to. So all the bad answers transition to scene 5. Scene 5 is my lose screen right here. It's got a little explode animation in the mirror that shows up. I can add sound down here if I wanted to. And if they get the right answer, I transition to scene 3 is my option there. This one transitions to scene 7. Oh yeah, I forgot. I also added a good job scene. So scene 7 right over here is saying, congrats, you got it right. And then it takes you over to scene 4. And got another question of who is DoSpace's longest serving employee. More questions that have different transitions to different scenes. And then it takes you over to, I can't go back to scene 7 again because scene 7 will go back to a question earlier. So I would duplicate that scene right there. And you see here, Can I just straight up? Nope. So you have to copy and paste it, or you can recreate the frame. And over here, you are very smart. Next thing, and then it goes over to another question. And after it's done all that and you answer all of them, it takes you over a little congrats scene with the little cringy DJ Panda. And you can end the experience. But if you lose, if you got a question wrong earlier, it lets you try again or experience. So try again, transitions back to scene 1, which is our beginning, or an experience, and on transition control ends experience. So I'm gonna go ahead and test that, show you guys the little trivia thing. Let's see here, I'm gonna stop share it here. And then share right over here so you guys can see the little quiz game. Oh, and there's me again. I have to exit that. Close. So at the right at the top in the app for MetaVerse on the mobile device, I'm going to do scan code. And then scanning code right here. Here's my AR trivia bomb. Just touching the play button in the middle. And right here, diffuse the ice cream bomb by answering these trivia questions before time runs out. Here, I got my 3D model. If I like swing all the way around, you can actually like see the sides. Yep, you can see the top right there. So you can actually like move around and see the different sides for the 3D objects, for the ones that work. I hope I'm not making people sick by waving this around too fast. Yep. Then I touch start to continue. And then there's a question of what year did Do Space open? And I have a timer. 3, 2, 1. Oh, boom. Looks like you couldn't defuse the bomb. And there's a little exploding animation. Yep, looks like I'm getting some feedback. Oh yeah, that's supposed to be a sad trombone sign that I added there. We'll try again. Because I'm going to show you guys how to do a timer. I'm going to go back to the screen here. But I'm going to start again. What year did Do Space open? I have 6 seconds. 2015. Oh, congrats, I did. And there's that tiger. But the texture's not loading at all. And continue. What year? Where is Do Space located? I'm going to do Omaha, Nebraska. 1 second left. And then tiger without textures. Must have been an old model. Continue. And who looks like the bar is missing at the top, but who's the longest serving employee? Rebecca, our CEO. And then there's the little panda 3D model. And it's got like a little typing sound. It's supposed to be frog sounds, but there you go. And then an experience for when you're done. So, you guys are wondering about the timer that was in there too. I forgot to mention that, but if I click on the scene right here, it's highlighted. Remember earlier I talked about timers? So on the right side over here, by timer, here's the response dial and the timer. Right here at timer, you can click the little button, use timer transition automatically. You can do a delay type for a regular countdown or at timestamp for the current time. But if you delay, it's like a countdown and delay 10 seconds. And after 10 seconds, you can transition to a different scene. My lose scene is scene 5. And there we go. I got 10 seconds on that one to answer the question. 7 on the others. And there we go. So that is how you get started with augmented reality and create a little augmented reality app with MetaVerse. It's really easy to use. It's free. Some parts of it I feel like people could improve on, make some things at the same area, locate them. But if you guys don't have any questions, that's about it today. And I'm congratulating you on making your first little AR app. And if you make anything cool, maybe with AR, you guys can totally share what you're doing on Facebook. Show off your projects. You know, go to DoSpace Facebook and link it to us on there. Send a message showing off your cool thing, and we'll totally love it. We love seeing the cool things people have made. And then if you have any more questions, you can email us at hello@dospace.org. Ask us questions there, or you can go to the DoSpace website at dospace.org and go to chat and ask some questions there. But if you got any questions there, you can type it in. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this presentation. And there's a lot of fun into this, do a lot of weird stuff, you know. With our lots of time we have now, you can definitely make some AR things to spice things up with the quarantine. But thank you very much. There doesn't seem to be any more questions. Hopefully later this week or either next week, there will be a recording of this. They'll be going on our Facebook and on YouTube. And you guys can check that out again and make some more things. Or if you forgot, how do I do this again? You can go check it out on YouTube later this week when it gets released. But yep, thank you. Stay healthy too. Someone asked, I can answer that. Someone asked, how do you recommend making new 3D figures? I will answer that live. So I'm gonna exit here. And if I go, there's a website. Okay, so there's a lot of programs you can use to make lots of different 3D models. There's Blender, that's free to use. And there's a program Maya, which costs $1,000 a year unless you do a student license. And then there's website 3D editors. You can try it out if you don't want to install anything. There is one called Tinkercad. It does require an account. I'm just going to link it to chat so you guys can open that up. I can hear myself for the iPad because I have Zoom open, so I'm just closing that. There you go. But, yep, here's this. So Tinkercad, also made by Autodesk, which makes Maya that I mentioned earlier. But here you can create some 3D models. You can just sign into it. I'm just gonna take this off screen a little bit so I can sign in. It'll come back soon. You can also create an account. I'm just signing in with a different thing. And then you get a screen like this right here. I'm actually teaching a Tinkercad class, a webinar later. I'm gonna need to look up when that is again, but this right here can help you create 3D models pretty quickly. I can just add things, export it to my computer, and then maybe I can go to MetaVerse, and I'm just gonna click on this one, edit, and I'm gonna add a character. Oops, I wanted a 2D image. So as I click add character in MetaVerse, I can do 3D object. And it looks like it wants me to do upload 3D bundle. Looks like it has a special little thing for adding objects, little instructions, but if I go to downloads, got my little bundle there, got little assets, save. I can also add a 2D thing, give it a description, and I have a cube on there. Probably have to go for the settings a little bit more to truly get this in there, but yeah, Tinkercad's a great way to have 3D models that you can add in and edit, modify it. Now, Tinkercad doesn't let you modify different faces and twist them, make them look cool and nice. It's more of a very simple 3D editor. If you want to go really into 3D modeling, there's a great program called Blender. It is not user-friendly at all, but it's like way better than the paid stuff. But you can install that. It does require you to have a good graphics card, and it's only on computers. but you can try that out. Otherwise, I suggest trying Tinkercad a little bit first or something else. And our Tinkercad webinar, let's see, what is that? It is on April 27th at 2 p.m. You can sign up for that, and I'm going over the basics of Tinkercad and how to upload it in Kira for 3D printing. You can totally, add 3D models to MetaVerse for augmented reality or other things too. So I hope that answers your question. And okay, good. I linked it to all attendees, so it's just tinkercad.com, or I can link Blender if you want to really get into 3D modeling. Again, it's not user-friendly at all. I would look up tutorials for that. If there's no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, here's another question. So someone asked, you mentioned that AR and VR are different, but they use similar concepts. It would appear that the difference are perceptual experiences, but the tech fundamentals might be similar. Yeah, I can answer that. So they are different. They do have similar concepts. There's some virtual reality apps that can overlay overall. The main idea, it doesn't have to be within technology. Making them, it is similar stuff you can use. But augmented reality is all about changing your current reality and world. Virtual reality is going to a virtual world and doing stuff. A world that does not exist at all. That's what the main difference between them. But yeah, they do have similar things where they have like object locating. It takes your position and it changes, like it's as you move, the object moves. Like we saw earlier, the MetaVerse app, as I moved, we saw the 3 object rotate around. Virtual reality kind of does thing. As I moved, it rotated around. And yeah, there is much perception difference where one is perception within the virtual world does exist, you do whatever, versus augmented reality is that there's still consequences to real life consequences. Like, do you remember Pokemon Go? A lot of people are transpassing areas that they shouldn't be going into, like going to farms to catch Pokemon. So you still have the real world right there that makes changes to you. A lot of virtual reality, it's just all like imaginary world within a computer that you interact with controllers and keyboards and such. Hope that answers your question, but we are out of time. So if you have any more questions, you can definitely go to dspace.org or go to email us at hello@dspace.org. But thank you for everyone for coming. Yeah, again, if you got anything else, email us. But otherwise, stay safe and have a good night.